We have walked on the surface of the moon, built towers that pierce the clouds, and drilled tunnels connecting entire continents. Yet, the Great Pyramid of Giza presents a physical scale and precision that modern engineers still struggle to explain without contemporary machinery. This structure is 147 meters tall and spans 13 acres. That is roughly the height of a 40-story skyscraper spread across 10 football fields. It contains over 2.3 million individual stone blocks, weighing a combined 6 million tons. Let's run a thought experiment. Imagine it is 2026, and we receive a commission to build a perfect one-to-one replica of the Great Pyramid, and we have exactly 5 years to do it. Even with 21st century technology, the sheer physical mass of those materials turns a standard construction job into a logistical nightmare. Let's start running the numbers on what this would actually cost today. Before we cut a single stone, we face a major physics problem. If you place 6 million tons of rock on normal ground, the entire structure will immediately sink into the earth. To understand how extreme this load is, look at the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. Its massive, deep earth foundation supports roughly 500,000 tons. That means the entire Burj Khalifa weighs only 8% of our pyramid. The original Egyptian builders encountered these foundational limits at the Bent Pyramid. When the engineers realized the bedrock couldn't support the weight, the structure began to lean, forcing them to change the angle halfway up to prevent a total collapse. This model shows how a 1 millimeter tilt at ground level amplifies into a 14.7 centimeter deviation at the 147 meter apex. We must spend $5 million running seismic scans 200 feet deep, followed by GPS-guided laser leveling across the entire 13-acre site to ensure perfect stability. Once the ground is perfectly flat, we need a reinforced concrete mat to carry the 6 million tons. That requires pouring 500,000 tons of concrete, enough to build several modern infrastructure projects on its own. Between purchasing the land, surveying, leveling, and pouring that massive foundation, we have already spent $550 million and 3 full years of labor, and the real work hasn't even started. Now we need 2.3 million blocks of stone. If a standard modern factory started cutting these massive blocks today, averaging about 100 a day, it would take them 63 years to fulfill the order. To hit our 5-year deadline, we have to scale up aggressively. We will need to buy 250 industrial diamond wire saws at $200,000 apiece and install them directly inside the ancient stone quarries in Aswan, allowing us to cut over 1,200 blocks every single day. That extreme speed introduces a new bottleneck: electricity. These diamond saws are heavy-duty machines that require 80 kilowatts of power each. Running 250 of them simultaneously draws 20 megawatts per hour. This chart compares the projected 5-year energy consumption of those saws against national energy grids. To maintain our cutting speed, those machines will consume an amount of electricity roughly equivalent to the entire daily energy output of Italy. The raw stone costs about $1 billion, and the power bill to run those saws will run another $155 million.
Speed is expensive, and trying to brute force our way through the quarry pushes our running budget up by another $1.15 billion. With the stones cut, we now face the logistical hurdle of moving them from the Aswan quarries to the construction site in Giza, a journey of 900 kilometers. Each heavy-duty trailer can carry about 30 tons. To maintain our pace, we need a continuous fleet of 2,400 trucks. That means for the next 5 years, 500 trucks will be on the road at any given moment, delivering a new stone block to the site every 10 minutes. Once the stones arrive, they have to be stacked. Most blocks weigh around 2 tons, but the dense granite slabs required for the king's chamber weigh up to 80 tons and must be lifted dozens of meters into the sky. This diagram illustrates a basic limitation of modern construction equipment. Because of the fulcrum point, as a crane's arm gets longer to reach across a wide base, its maximum lifting capacity drops drastically. To safely lift 80 tons over a massive sloping structure, we have to construct a network of specialized heavy-duty tower cranes.
And because the pyramid constantly rises, these cranes must be continuously disassembled, elevated, and rebuilt to keep pace with the height. Renting and maintaining those extreme cranes costs $300 million. Add $200 million for the trucking fleet and $400 million to pay, insure, and feed a workforce of 3,000 people, and our running invoice easily clears $2.5 billion. There is one final step. The ancient pyramids were not originally designed to look like rough stepped blocks. They were encased in a layer of pristine Tora limestone, cut and fitted to create a perfectly smooth, reflective surface. To replicate that finish today, we need 115,000 highly polished white limestone blocks. This purely cosmetic detail adds another $250 million. Let's stop the ledger. Before accounting for power plants, road taxes, and inevitable delays, the grand total to build a replica of the Great Pyramid in 2026 sits at $2.95 billion. That number is not theoretical. The sprawling, high-tech SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles cost almost exactly $3 billion to complete. $3 billion is also what it costs to dredge the ocean floor and terraform the massive Palm Jumeirah artificial island complex in Dubai. And it is roughly the price tag for Qatar's massive natural gas processing plants, which are sprawling complexes of advanced piping and chemical engineering. But there is a glaring difference between those modern structures and the pyramid: return on investment. Stadiums sell tickets, islands sell real estate, and processing plants sell energy. The Great Pyramid is a $3 billion tomb with zero financial output. Pharaoh Khufu commanded a society where religious devotion functioned as the primary economic engine. This served as a sacred obligation to a living god, unifying the entire Egyptian state under one massive single goal. While we have the technology, the logistics, and the capital to recreate the Great Pyramid today, the reason we don't isn't a lack of engineering, it is a lack of motive. The ancient Egyptians achieved what they did because they possessed an unyielding religious drive that modern spreadsheets simply cannot replicate.